Mm-hmm.
Hello, everyone. Again, my name is Gary from CNMCyber, and we are in another part of our yesterday's meeting, which was interrupted because of technical issues. We have technical issues today as well, um, but it's not like as bad as it was again. So again, we are like it says like August 30th, but we are meeting on 31st because our 30th session was just 15 minutes long.
Yeah.
But before I want to update Kevin about our meeting today on the tech board, which he missed. With Natalia, we talked like about Proxmox. We said like that we will wait for 1 week for Mohammed, uh, and then we will decide where to move. Mostly, we want to explore PF Sense, um, and
Mm-hmm.
kind of, and I will post a new job opening on Upwork and see what happens. We retired Wiki project. We decided that we no longer pursue Wiki LDAP, and I closed this project Upwork on the Upwork. I updated Natalia what we do with Kevin, and with recording, we decided that she will create some kind of instruction, and we will start using next week. With Jitsi, we are moving Jitsi. We decided that we will not wait until approximate cluster is available. Natalie is setting up an instance on our non-clustered Proxmox, and we will
Mm-hmm.
and again we may solicitate the same people who applied before on the project, which is closed, was kind of occasionally closed by my mistake. We can reach out to the same people and say, can you help us to develop this instance? um, and because wiki LDAP is closed, so we are moving WSO2 to we are moving to our like normal businesses, casual businesses. That is pretty much it what we talked on our tech board.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
next let's move uh, to our community board. So after we talked, we finished with the pitch, right? After we
Yeah.
talked, I see that you posted something here on the video. Why you are using this like discussion page? Tell me. Why you are using discussion page? Why you didn't post on the page? I made a section for you, video commercial here. What is the reason for you to
Oh,
post on the
I didn't
discussion?
see it.
Discussion we use for projects,
Mm-hmm.
but that it doesn't look like a project. It looks like a product. So it should go to the page. Um,
Okay.
since we had kind of yesterday we had discussion, so I created a 30-second spoken summary. So, and I checked several times. I'm under like 29 seconds usually. So I tried to make kind of very kind of short version, um, so I can read, see what happens. CNMCyber is not a training company, but those who start from scratch can land first jobs here. These jobs are temporary and explorative. You will organize meetings first, develop websites second, and we at CNMCyber will stop when your professional calling and occupational match are found. Human touch, no fees, no obligations, no fear. Are you looking for a job to begin with? Are you thinking about new career? Would you like to explore various professions to find the best match? Do you need work experience and recommendations? If any of those questions got your yes, go to cnmcyber.com/welcome to get started. Yes. Um, it's kind of again 29 seconds. So
Yeah.
in my
Yeah.
view, this kind of it's a summary of everything. So it indicates that like we offer first jobs, I didn't use the word introductory because it kind of I tried to use, but it kind of it sounds like complicated. So the first job is kind of sounds more straightforward. Um, so I tried to put like the main points. By the way, yesterday you asked about what EDOSFIT is. Here it was like number two. It was develop services for high school students called EDOSFIT, which means and experience in Ukrainian. So you didn't read this part, right? When you work on that. Anyway. But this speech is basically to show people what we are developing, right? So it's not kind of we're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
pitching anyone at this moment. We don't have those. We don't have kind of we don't have these jobs. We need to develop these jobs. And the same with the like EDOSWIT, the same thing. We can create a pitch, but it will be the same thing that we need to develop those. So that is why I feel like we need to wait a second. That is why I feel like we need to work on the career prize. So what my perception is, let's get back. Career prize is technically it is the pitch for those whom we want to develop those jobs and so on and so forth. So career prize pitch is technically, let's say, I will describe this way. You brought like, here's me and here's Kevin. Okay.
Yeah.
Kevin is not attending. He's like looking at somewhere else. So get back kind of to our story. You brought Rita and Erastus and Gracie and Miss Rita and Mark and whomever, right? And Anesma. But
Yeah.
let's talk about the first three, right? We moved them. We kind of initially we tested them to be like a students participants of the program to find what is wrong. And technically we found that we need to start not with the website developer, but we need to start with their event organizer, because when they couldn't organize events including office hours, so then they couldn't develop because they don't know what to develop. They're afraid to ask questions, they're afraid to collect requirements, they're afraid to capture and put on the wiki. So that is at that moment we stopped with them with testing, right? And then I offered them, oh, let's move to development. And they kind of they disappeared. Why did they disappear? Because we didn't pitch them well. So like career prize pitch is technically something which we needed to tell them. Like say, oh, if you want to be like a career prize contractor, pick what you want to do. You want to work on their CNMCyber.com, or you want to work on common hours or CNMCyber event. If you want to develop it, let's discuss. Let's discuss how we will set up. So let's say when we develop it, it will be like this sum of money. And if you don't know, so welcome to do as many office hours as you want to collect these requirements, right? When you collected these requirements, okay, give your price, right? So so this is the pitch which we need to kind of to convey to those people. Career prize pitch is technically what we needed to say to Rita or Erastus or Gracie for them so they could understand what we want from them, right? Because it looks like they couldn't understand. So this part, which is we are missing. And when we discussed yesterday briefly before our official meeting, when we discussed what is the path for us to develop the services. So technically, we need many deliverables. We need technology, we need job descriptions, we need like work meetings, which is a part of job. So we need
Yeah.
those, right? But to develop
Yeah.
those, we need someone who can develop because we like right now we are at the moment we can try to find like let's say we had a brief discussion about partners and I asked you about like oh can we go to like high schools
Hmm.
and you said
Yeah.
oh what will we tell them right so
Yeah.
technically so the choice is to find some partners and then with the partners to find who will develop or try to develop on our own and then to come to schools with a better proposal, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Something which we have for something which we have for CNMCyber. So CNMCyber pitch, I believe it's pretty much well done, right? So at least like I'm satisfied with this. If you
It
look
is. Yeah.
for like first jobs, CNMCyber. If you need like a first job, you don't have a training or whatever, you are undecided, you are get stuck, you don't have anything else, CNMCyber. Um, so the pitch is good. And the same we can develop with IDOSWIT, right? IDOSWIT will be, let's say, IDOSWIT pitch will be pretty much the same. CNMCyber is not training company. We don't need to say about the training company. We'll say IDOSWIT is the place where you can explore. We don't need to say temporary, right? So this is more
Yeah.
for adults. So they will not consider this as kind of as like a permanent job. They are not landing a
Yeah.
permanent job at CNMCyber. It's kind of some temporary to start with. But but explorative is a good word. So like it's like for IDOSWIT it will be. So I will probably make it kind of a little bit for IDOSWIT, kind of at least like start. IDOSWIT pitch, yeah, cool. So we can say synonyms like IDOSWIT is the place where you can explore jobs, right? Or
Yeah.
work environment. When you can get, yeah, maybe work environment. Then the word explorer gone. You will organize. So this is the same, right? You will organize
Yeah.
meetings first, develop website second, and we at IDOSWIT will stop when your IDOSWIT will stop when your professional calling and occupational match are found. Human touch. We don't need to say no fees, no obligations, no. Maybe like for now, human touch, no fear. It's a good thing. Are you looking for a job to begin with? No. Are you thinking about new career? No. Maybe kind of, maybe we can keep like instead of new career, are you thinking about career?
Yeah.
Um, would you like to explore various professions to find the best match? Do you need work experience and recommendations? We use experiences with those. Any of those go to, it will be like idoswit.com/welcome to get started. So something like that. So this is kind of so this will be like elevator pitch for IDOSWIT. But we
Yeah.
need to develop like for Careerprise. Most Careerprise, you want to kind of to help us to develop these businesses. So like for Careerprise pitch, we will say what we need to say. We need to say first, we develop CNMCyber and Tidoslit, or maybe kind of something like that. So like we develop something to people, like we develop maybe instead of names, we can say we develop jobs, like jobs for those who never worked. Maybe the second development means, in our case, development means, in our case, development means description, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Something, yeah. So if no, like if you can imagine or envision, imagine what, how those jobs should look like, and help us to develop them on the board, right?
Yeah.
What they will ask? They will ask, oh, I'm afraid, I don't know where to start. We need probably like to send them to some description. So like kind of this is the draft, and to send them to maybe to our wiki page for CNM Cyber Jobs, which is probably this is the best. This is the best described, right? This is kind of pick kind of something. Maybe kind of, by the way, history. I feel like I need to move histories to somewhere other place, and to kind of to create it more.
Precis.
Can you work on this like Careerprise
Yeah,
pitch?
yeah.
And that will be nice. And then the next, we will then to go to like your marketing companies, right? And we say,
Yeah.
this is our pitch, how we envision. Can you help us to find people who can help us? Can you help us to find people who will help us, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense?
It makes sense. It
Do
makes
we have
sense.
do we have any other option?
No, I don't think we have another option. Like, what I'm getting is like the action plan will be, we start with the career prize pitch and then marketing, and then what time do we approach this high schools?
When we have, let's say, like we need right now, we need developers. We need developers, like job developers. Let's call people job developers. People who develop, like we have jobs, right? Like we need to have jobs, but we don't have them. We need to have these job developers. What needs to be done? Like 1, 2, 3, 4. Community board, technology board, office hours, something like this part is like it's ready, right? Script, but it needs to be tested. We need
Yeah,
to
yeah.
test it. This is the challenge with this script. But when we, let's say, I believe like we need everything, at least, maybe more, because here we are missing CNM cloud operator. So like cloud
Yeah,
operators
yeah.
also kind of important part, because
Mm-hmm.
people will have difficulties to jump from website developer to coordinator. We need to have this kind of some description, at least like what to do and kind of 1, 2, 3, 4. We have
Mm-hmm.
something to start with. We have some drafts, but these drafts are not checked, not proven, not like
Mm-hmm.
no one kind of followed that yet.
Yeah.
So, and we need someone to start following to find the errors, to fix
Mm-hmm.
the errors,
Mm-hmm.
test again, improve again, and until it will be ready. When it's ready, when we have meetings,
Mm-hmm.
right? We need to have
Mm-hmm.
these work meetings. We have meetings, we have jobs, so someone
Mm-hmm.
can start using. At this
Yeah.
moment, we'll have some technology, at least like I believe like we will have MediaWiki at some point of time, Jitsi, Tube. I'm not sure about Tube, but I'm not sure about Odoo, but we'll have something we will have, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we will have a part of those. I believe like for technology, maybe like a month, and we will have something stable. We already have some technology to kind of to get started, but
Yeah. Yeah.
um, I
Maybe you
would
need
say
just to.
we really need to have work meetings, jobs,
Mm-hmm.
to go to somewhere and even like kind of offer something. But to for marketing, we will also need these parts. We need the website.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we need a better pitch, like some
Mm-hmm.
commercial, and those like events, like welcome session and this week to get back this week. But this week is pretty much well, kind of it was kind of stable.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
the only missing part was like newsletter. It should be like a newsletter every week.
Mm-hmm.
Like after all this like reports. So this week it's more like people are coming reporting. So it's not like discussion, no decisions, just like more
Mm-hmm.
reporting session, which we can use as a marketing tool too.
Yeah.
Again, before everything else, we need to develop
Mm-hmm.
these like jobs and work meetings, right? So they
Yeah.
will be well done, kind of move, go, and then we can start trying to go to high schools or maybe CNMCyber to recruit people
Mm-hmm.
from the street. So
Yeah.
by but by that time we will have some relationships with these like employment agencies or marketing companies, and we can ask them what we can market
Sure.
with you better, CNM Cyber
Yeah.
or eDosWit. So when we have
Mm-hmm.
Careerprise, right? So
Yeah.
then we can go to either CNM Cyber or eDosWit or both. Um,
Mm-hmm.
because technically Careerprise is also it is kind of the next stage because people will start with CNM Cyber, let's
Mm-hmm.
say, for CNM Cyber. People start with CNM Cyber, but we can keep we it's like temporary. We cannot like keep them on the salary, let's say like 100 people, like for forever, right? It's impossible.
Yeah.
So we will give them like limited number of hours. We will give them okay, like for learning, for like to try different jobs, we will give you like 40 hours, right? And after these
Mm-hmm.
40 hours, we need to tell them. So we need to tell them maybe a career price. Say we can no longer pay you for hours, but if you want to develop something for us, go to career price, right? So
Yeah.
career
Yeah.
price is
Yeah.
a good kind of good addition. Does it make
Mm-hmm.
sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Any other option?
I think this is the best option that we have.
Yeah, it looks like kind of at least like a good path to try, like to try this path. If it doesn't work, so then we will kind of try to go somewhere. So for now,
Yeah.
can you like
I
this
feel like,
week, can you work on this like career price, like pitch
yeah.
and kind of what also there? Pitch, maybe kind of some website. We can like at least like something. Maybe for career price a separate like site, kind of go there and kind of
I,
what
I,
and what
I'd like maybe to schedule an office hour on Monday
okay,
for further discussion on this. Yeah.
okay, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, normal time.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Give me a time
And
and we
then,
will go from there.
okay, okay. And then also I'd like to mention that I think that the people that we had previously, they got somehow kind of disappointed when we moved from hours to projects because they maybe they thought it will be hours forever or something like that.
Correct. Yeah, it was
So
kind of
that could
kind
be
of
one of the reasons some of them dropped
experience.
out.
Our
Yeah.
experience for me it showed that we are missing this part. We are missing this part for people to explain,
Yeah.
kind of. So like for new people who will be coming, or maybe Erastus and Rita and Gracie may rejoin, right? We just need to kind of from for people we should say in the front, like CNM Cyber is a temporary piece for you kind of to
Yes.
try to see how it goes, to discover something, to ask
Yeah.
questions, but you will not be here for more than 40 hours. Like this is kind of for you, we give you something so you can try to see, and if it works, it
Yeah.
works. If it doesn't work, there. After 40 hours, we welcome you to help us to develop our services on the paid basis further. But we can promise you two things. First, we'll keep you for 40 hours on the pay per hour when you are in the program until you are active in the program. If you don't report, if you don't say, if you don't like show up, no obligations on our side, right? So we can promise that as
Yeah.
long
Yeah.
as you're active in the program for 40 hours, you will get paid for 40 hours. After this, or before this, or even now, this is career price. We can hire you as a
Correct.
developer to develop the piece which you have experienced before, right? To correct it, to check it,
Yeah.
to test it. Welcome. And in this case, people will not have expectations because people mostly, from my experience, and I'm telling about like a few people on my side, I don't have experience. I don't didn't kind of get along too much with Rita or Erastus. I feel like we had good relationship, but we're not like not at their like at their kind of deeper level. Let's say in this way, but with whom I talked and with whom I kind of my experience before, people normally look for a job and then they see my like announcement and they feel like this is a job which can they can work, and my words about this like introductory temporary, they feel, oh, you are telling us something like to lower our expectations, but we still believe that it will be like a normal job because it's normally it works. You put your foot in the door and then kind of and then more and more and more, like some escalation of commitment, and so on and so forth. So maybe because we promote it as a kind of usually I promote on the like a job bidding sites or freelancer where you emerge, right? Freelancing or like job sites in Ukraine, two major like job sites. Um, and because I promoted this as like as a normal job, so people like felt like, oh, it will be like a job. And you may, I don't know what you told, but most likely you told people, oh, if you are looking for a job, I can connect you. I can bring you that. It pays like whatever it pays, and and you will need to show up and say kind of that you are happy to be here, and you will be paid, and I will be paid, right? Something like that. I don't know what you told, but like I would, if I were you, and based on what kind of what my experience, most likely it looked like that way. If we like, and this was a problem of our pitching, if we pitch this from the very beginning, this is the temporary, it's like kind of the same like
Yeah,
thing like a training
correct.
company, because when you go to a training company, you don't expect that you will retire there, right? Training company, you know, like, oh, it's a course, it will
True.
last like for like 2 months, 1 month, 3 months, 2 weeks, whatever, or 5 days, and you go there, you learn something, and you moved on, right? So basically, what we offer is more like a kind of a training style. Come to us, try, do your best, move on, right? If we pitch that way, it will be not kind of a mistakes. But for for people again who got to the program, now the next pitch is for them. Or you have some experience, you like some parts, you didn't like another parts. Do you want to help us to develop it? Do you want other people who are coming after you to have better experience than you had? If so, come to us. Come to develop.
Yeah, correct.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay, so Monday, yeah, what time Monday? On Monday.
1 p.m. your time.
1 p.m. my time. Okay, good.
My time it would be like
Book, book, booked,
8 p.m.
booked, booked.
Okay.
Okay, anything
And then
else? So
we can use
then,
this event to test our product, our scripting product.
okay, yeah, let's test it. Do you need anything from me? Do you need my kind of like the contract or something else? I don't know. Tell me.
Oh, yeah. I needed that contract for him to start working.
You send it to me to my email, right? So I need to kind of to print, sign, and
Yeah.
send back, right? Okay.
Mhm.
But it doesn't have kind
Yeah.
of subject matters. It doesn't say, oh, you will follow this kind of on this page, instructions on this page, right?
Oh, yeah.
It should be
We can
better.
update
It
it
should
and
be a
then
better contract because if
use.
we didn't get kind of the contract, so kind of it will be the same contract, right? But what like the subject
Yeah.
matter is technically it is called like order. So like what order we will do, kind of what we request order. I use the word order.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so kind of this one. We need the order, right? Which will be technically Appendix S. Okay, so let's go on our meeting. So we talked about scripts, so we will kind of we are moving there. We're in beta testing right now, and we will start beta testing
Yeah.
on Monday. And I'm looking for your like a better like agreement. With the pitch, we
Okay.
discussed the pitch, and technically you will go to Careerprise pitch and try to kind of to polish this, right? Kind of don't create kind of crazy thing like 30-second kind of pitch what we like to offer. For partners, yeah, it's kind of the same. Like you need to keep in mind partners. So let's say as soon as we have this Careerprise pitch, we need to reach out
Start
to
reaching out
partners.
to.
Yeah, reaching out to partners.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No. I think that's all for now.
Okay. Oh my goodness, what happened? Connection is good today. I don't know. It's crazy.
It is. Yeah.
It's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Did
Kevin.
Muhammad work on this?
Huh?
Did Muhammad work on Jitsi?
No. No, Muhammad didn't do anything yet. So like no. We are waiting for Jitsi, but we need to resolve like if you want to back to the tech board. So on the Proxmox, which he's working right now, Proxmox cluster, right? There are many things.
Okay.
There is monitoring. So he works on the monitoring. It's like one task. But another task, Jitsi, is closely related to DNS because Jitsi should be like open to the world, and so it used like DNS. Before we set up DNS without pfSense, but now pfSense is kind of a firewall. The challenge right now to put this DNS, put this Jitsi behind the firewall. And I'm not sure that Muhammad has this capacity, this competence, because it's kind of a little bit more complicated. So that is why we decided that we are waiting for a week for him to finish, and then we will see what kind of where to go next. But for now, Natalia will set up a separate Jitsi without cluster. So cluster technically is like for high availability. Cluster is like to make sure that if one instance fails, another will continue. So this is the clusters need. Since right now we didn't have any experience of anything fail. So we maybe if Natalia set up kind of this separate non-cluster Jitsi instance by the next week, we can try and we may move to this first before the rest will be done. Okay.
Okay.
Glad to see you on Monday, and my mic appears to be noisy. Wow. What is this? I need like noise suppression. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Kevin, and thanks everyone, and goodbye.
Okay. Bye-bye. See you.